guys, I hope you're keeping well. I just watched the previous live and I realized that I was talking too much more than coding. So I'm planning for this live to not talk much and more focus in coding too much. I'm sorry that I took, but anyway, if I see commentary would ask me in the future to be talking much often about things, I would do so. But as long as there's no commentary, there's nothing yet. I will just keep going by notes. I'll be writing for you notes inside like we did earlier with few examples. I thank you in advance for watching, and let's go and dive into our app. Before I cut off the mic, before we cut off the mic, let me see right now. You're gonna be hearing me clear right now. Before cutting off the mic, I just want to say something. So I can show you how you can create just a normal click button that to navigate through and not navigate, and this is not actually good for you. What you would like to learn, as I was in the beginning, is how can I use the Firebase system to authenticate the user. Uh, so I made it already few videos lives and how you can implement Firebase. Uh, so we're gonna try to do the same here, and we're gonna implement Firebase instead of just giving you a function which you can just click navigate and navigate through. So I can show you that function. For example, let's say to the login, because we pop up the login first. So we have a button here and we said on press. So we can say on press. Uh, we can say on press, use navigation. So we're gonna say on port. And we're just gonna say over here const navigation equal use navigation function that we just imported. And if we go over here, we're just gonna make this a function on click on press. We're just gonna say navigation dot navigate dot homepage. We can add a condition that we need the password and then the password to be there, but at the moment I just want to show you how's the navigation working. And after that we can set, because right now we, as I said to you, we're gonna do Firebase, but I wanted to show you how you can use the navigation even without the Firebase. So once I click, it should be navigating me back home. You see, we are inside the home screen. As you can say, we can go back actually, and this is how you can navigate through pages by adding use navigation and whatever page you want. We can navigate actually to the registration. We're just gonna need to call the name of registration over here. And once we refresh and we click, It should take us to the registration, as you can see. So we don't want it to this. We want a system actually, which gonna verify for us the user by authentication. So either we can do that the old way by creating a backend server, and then by the backend creating a passport, a bcrypt, and that stuff. This is why I don't want you to go through that. Why you should be like doing all that when you can have services that are pre-made and more secure for you, so you don't waste your time too much about that. Uh, Maybe in the future, if this channel have, if people liked the code in the future, I would go with you deeper to creating your own server actually and going back into the data. But at the moment, let's just use APIs offered by Google. So so we're gonna need the Firebase. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do as follow. We stop the server, go on, add Firebase. But before adding Firebase, I would recommend for you that you go inside npm I Firebase, and inside Firebase, what we're gonna do, this is the new version for the TS. You see Firebase TS. What we're gonna do, because we're gonna check the versions actually, and we're gonna look for the latest uploaded, highest upload versions in Firebase actually. And usually we're gonna find this one with over 200,000. So we're just gonna copy the version, this number of the version we want actually, and we're just gonna come back and say npm Firebase at in whatever version it is that we are requiring, and then we just add it. Just need to check some files by the time. So, okay, for the Firebase, what I used to do, what I like to do is create a simple file which is gonna be running into both. Let's call it Firebase. But actually, I don't recommend that you name it Firebase, but just for learning purposes, I'll be calling it Firebase to make it easy. And then we just gonna say fire and over here we're just gonna say import So I think like this is what we need. Let me just reconfirm. Okay, we're just gonna need this. Okay, we're gonna say const app app config is equal to whatever we're gonna be doing, yeah, and we're gonna say here if firebase dot apps. Give me just one sec. Oh yeah, I forgot. Import Firebase, which is the app itself. Import Firebase from /app, and if we come over here and if we say dot apps dot linked dot links, yeah. So we're just gonna say Firebase dot initialize app configuration. This is it. This is it. Firebase config. Firebase. ماشي app the same. And here you go. لا صاحبي، سد هذه وهذه اللي بغيناك تحولها لنا كروم. Okay, you just go. So we create a project in the Firebase, and we're gonna activate the authentication and the Firestore. By the way, if you write the code as I write them, they will be working for you in both Android and mobile. I know a lot of you had many issues in the past due to that, because you needed to write two different form of writing in order to applicate. Because when you're gonna be using phone Android or whatever, you're not gonna be using the Firebase dependency, but you would be using the Firebase slash out slash dependency. Firebase, I think React Firebase, sorry. React Firebase slash out and React Firebase slash app. But if you watch with me this, we will be calling them, but we will not add any file actually, because I find it a way to not actually add a file but you can run it in both Android and phone just using the web version style. But anyway, this is our project, so we're just gonna activate the authentication at the moment. We're just gonna start by email and password, and maybe in the future I will be adding for you. Depends about the requests. If I have requests, I'll add for you all the authentication as much as you need, even authentication that we don't have over this, not offered by Firebase. We can add them by creating a backend server. So for example, let's just use at the moment email and password. We're not gonna use the email link password at the moment. Later maybe I'll add it to you. So we activate the authentication because we just need the authentication. I think that's enough. Firestore, maybe let's add also right now Firestore, so because the course is gonna be a full app which gonna allow you to store and get information. So let's activate everything at once. Because I'm in Europe, so I'd rather stay in Europe. Clouding. If it's fast, testing true. If it's stamp, allow writing. Okay. So we're gonna say if it's true at the moment. So we got the authentication Firebase. We're gonna add the storage, but as I said, let's just do this true at the moment. In the storage, we're gonna do it when uploading a folder when we reach that stage. I'll try to customize and style as much as I can, even though that styling really consume a lot of time in coding actually, just to figure out how you're gonna be, what you get, what color, what stuff you would be adding. So now that we have Firebase and we have set up Firestore, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna run our server to see if it's running perfectly. And let's go and create the functions that we're gonna need. So let's go to the login. Into the login, we're just gonna create a function that authenticate for us. So it is really easy. Once you have the dependency, you have everything set, you're just gonna create a constant. First we're just gonna import Firebase that we just created right now from let's say Firebase, because we have it inside. No, not the file. Sorry, we're gonna import it from the file that we have wrote down. Sorry, Firebase/Firebase. And since we got the Firebase over here, we're just gonna say const out. It should be equal to Firebase dot. As you can see, it's already showing us what we can use and what we cannot use. The ones in the square or property that are read by the system. So always remember that to go to the properties, as you see. So we need the out, Firebase out function. I think we're not gonna need the app over here. So we're just gonna go and create const. Oh yeah, we need to create a registration function first. But anyway, login, let's show you. Login function is equal to, we're gonna pass an email and a password actually. Email/password. Email/password, and this function then should be out dot login user, actually sign in user with email and password. As you can see, if we are just sign in, you see we have sign in anonymous, we don't need, but we need sign in with email and password, as you can see. And then inside this function we're just gonna add email slash password. And of course we forget to add this. And since this are two arguments, is not one argument we're passing, so we're just gonna process that. And perfect. Because this is the out same. For the registration, we just gonna come over here and say const sign so إلى first function بس مصممين على second function would be the first function. Okay, to create is the same way that we have said login. Instead of saying login, we're just gonna say create. Actually, we're just gonna require the code Firebase same way. The model, because it's our model, so we're just gonna say Firebase. It's our file that gathered the model actually, so we're just gonna call that file, and then we're just gonna go to the directory where the folder is and call it. And over here we're just gonna say the same way out is equal to Firebase dot out function, and then over here, and what we're gonna do is, oh yeah, I forget something, by the way. It should be in a sync function, so and this should be a wait. Registration would be the same actually. We're just gonna go over here and say async await out dot create user with the email and password, email dot password. Yeah, I forget credentials. Always credential, and we're just gonna say console log Okay. Okay, so this is a simple function of login, sign up, and a simple function of. So what we gonna do on press? Where's the press register? Over here. Let's put it into try and catch so we can have to catch errors actually. Catch. And let's remove this from here to inside. And cancel. Well, Firebase give you this advantage that their servers, they have people cybersecurity over there. This is why I advise you to use Firebase, even that the subscription is expensive. But imagine yourself, you having a large project and you're gonna require employers to do for you stuff. So you'd rather to have that in a different way. Sorry, just 1 second. I'll be with you in a few minutes. Cancel work. Will. Oh yeah. Sorry, we have forget one thing actually. We have created the Firebase, yeah? We have created the system and everything of the file. So since we have created the data, let's go to the project. Let's go to the course. And this is our project, the course app. As you can see, the name is over here. So we're just gonna click whip. And we're just gonna call my app. Or whatever name, whatever nickname you want, or let's say my course. I'm not gonna do hosting, but you can do Firebase hosting. At the moment, I don't wanna. I'm not planning to put in it live at the moment, just for training purposes, and that's all. As you can see, this is the configuration that we are missing at this point for our server to be running perfect. For our app, sorry, to be running perfect. So once we have saved this and we have saved that, and I hope now it should be, well, it says no issue. Well, if there is no issue, so oh, well, yeah, there is no issues, and at the end, we're just gonna need to restore the app because we added the configuration after building, which gonna cause us problem. Sorry for that, because we just added the configuration, so we just gonna need, oh yeah, this is one of the things you should be careful about. So our app should be this time running perfectly. This is a normal thing, when you are used to coding, and coding, you forget some few things because we didn't reach the step of adding the configuration app, so I have forget them. And even the errors doesn't show that, it just showed that there's no Firebase actually initialized. So over here we got ourselves into non-loading. Now it's loading. We will run the script over this side once we have the app fully built. Always remember, you need to have them in green. If you don't have them in green, that means there is something wrong. And again, bear with me one sec. Okay guys, bear with me because I think we have messed up something into our Firebase system. If you bear with me one sec. Okay, Firebase. What did I forget? Okay, so let me just repose the inputs. I'll be showing you now the inputs. It's the import actually packages. So guys, you can, because what I did is I forget packages. You can use this packages over here. A compo out, you see this is important in Firebase compot and Firebase store, and let's try again and see this time. Okay. Oh yeah. Here is the error. The exclamation point. Oh, I'm sorry guys. If is in production. I'm sorry for that. I forget this. I always do actually. If questioning if is in production or not. Anyway. So guys, don't forget the in production, because it's gonna make you an error and the code will not run actually, because you need to add the integration point over here. You need to add this. But anyway, so let's not take too long. Local. Okay, so it's not gonna be running in this, so sorry for that. I'm just gonna switch back the screens. So anyway, don't forget the exclamation point, guys. Okay guys, don't forget this point. It's really important. If you don't got it, it's gonna stop for you the app, because you need to make a condition if it's running actually. This is why you need to add it. It's like if it's not null. So if it's not actually we need the registration screen first, then we need to go from the registration back. So actually we need the first screen into our navigation route is the registration, so we can register in the beginning and create an account. Now let's check. So let's say name, whatever, last name, because right now we didn't put any verification for words actually, we just put it like values. So let's say for example test at test, to make it easy for us to log in after and test stuff. And let's add initials. And as you can see, we have register function. I'm wondering what's gonna happen if we click. So before I click, I need to show you the cancel log, so you can see with me how things are going. Bear with me 1 sec again. No, cancel. It's this one. It's this one over here. The dev tool, yes. Okay, and what happened to our phone? Okay, and the dev tool. Okay, our dev tool, here it is. So let me just open it with the same size. need the cancel log here. So as you can see, we just gonna click register. Register. Okay. So did we implement the registration actually? Let me see. Function sign up. We didn't actually set function sign up. Yes, we did. So what did we say? Name and password. Let's try again. Wow. Okay, so let's see the cancel log. What did we get? Oh, the cancel log didn't went through twice. Oh yeah. Actually, remove this. Oh wait. You don't need this actually. You can do it as an argument, but I forget to pass them as argument both. Anyway, just put them singly like this, and just to test, and after I will be putting back as an argument because they need to be inside an array because it's an object of two arguments. And as you know, when it's two argument, they need to be inside of array, or you're gonna be having issues like the ones that I had right now. So whatever. And if we click, oh, as you can see, we got it here. User sign in credential. Yes, as you can see, we got a user. It's sign in password trick. So if we check right now our firestore, we should view. Sorry. If we go back, okay, let's do done. If we go back authentication, we should, yes, as you can see, this is the user we just created. For some of you who is wondering why it didn't work, well, actually, let's go back and let's show you how you can do it as this. Actually, you're just gonna need to keep it name and file name over here, and instead over here, because there are two arguments, we're just gonna say email / password. Now actually, if I go back and I just refresh, sorry, you didn't see with me what I did. So I just right now just re-added this. So let me explain to you what I did. So I just re-added this as this two argument, and now over here I'll do the same. Actually, I'll say email and password as this, and then we're just gonna split them up. This is why earlier it didn't pass actually, because there's two arguments, not one. Now if we go back to our host, actually let's Let us copy this doll because we have it over here. So let us stay in this page. So as you can see, we have a new page over here. So let's say test. As you can see, once we do a name that match, it's gonna show us the error, as you can see in the top, that no match this and this. Anyway, so we're just gonna add whatever values at the moment. This is just for purposes of testing. It doesn't have any relation with whatever. Password must match. They are matching, no? Okay, password nodes are matching. So before, we just gonna need to put an inspect so you can see with me how things are working. Bear with me one sec. Into the cancel log, and let's put this like this at the moment. So actually you can do both, whatever you like. Well done. Now you have yourself your first sign up function, and also let's go and check the sign in. So actually let's create a test because I don't wanna go and do the test. So let's create a test dot test, and instead of password we're just gonna say I am one. This is gonna be perfect. So, and let's say register, and after this we should have the account over here because the function will just register how much as you want. So we got our test over here. So let's test our login function. So login function, and let's say and since we didn't implement the function, we're gonna need to add it over here on press. I like to add execute function inside the argument instead of having the function outside. Actually, you can just call the function like this. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna show you. You can call the function like this, and it would be executing. It would be executing, but each one has his own purposes. For me, I'm like used to write function as this because most of the script it would be working 100% as this. Sometimes in some case when you call the function by itself, sometimes the same. So you can call the function straight and you can just use it in the argument itself to call it. So you can pass just an argument to argument and call the function where it's gonna be executed. So we added the function over here. So what we forgot to add the password in the email, which should be over the function itself. So and now we have a function of login working. So what we're gonna do, well, I don't remember recall. واحد, yes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna call a localhost 21 and we're gonna change. I'll show you how you can stabilize the navigation afterward, but now I'm just showing you the functions. So once we're done with the function, I'll be showing you how it would be navigating by its own self actually. So since we have the login, as you will be bearing with me, there you go. We're just gonna write our email test and our password, which was @1, like this. And if we click login, we should get user credential sign in. Oh no, not in this one, sorry. In this one here, we got object true, and it says signing. Is it new user? False. Credential, there is no, because we don't have any credential saved within the user itself. We can go user inside and we're gonna find the email, which is the email we used right now to sign in. And as you can see, this is the email. And the user ID, of course, because it's the user that we are using. So you can do a lot of stuff, because we didn't add any argument. Like, we didn't add the photo URL, we didn't add the phone number, we didn't provide any data, we didn't provide, you get me. So to some of you who were wondering, so how can we navigate users, how can we make user pop in, we will leave that into our second video. And by the way, this is Ramadan and I'm fasting, and actually I wasted a lot of energy, and I hope it does go in a good faith. I'm not expecting any, I'm not looking for likes or for follows, as many may think, more rather than just sharing the knowledge, that's all. So let's go, guys, and this is the end for this, and we will come back later after me fasting, after breaking my fast. We will come back and try to do the rest by the end of today, or whenever you're gonna be seeing this video. By the end of this course, you will be having a fully running app in both Android phone devices and web browser. With all this said, thank you very much for watching, and catch up with you soon. Bye.